Hello everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play by a Blind Man. And today I have for you Bayonetta. It's an older game, so you probably already know what it is. If not, it's very similar to Devil May Cry. There are going to be some gameplay issues. If you're not familiar with my channel, I am visually impaired quite severely, so there will be some massive edits, jump cuts, and some sections where I just can't see what's happening. But we'll worry about that as the playthrough goes on, so let's go ahead and get started.
In your wickedness, you have broken the ancient commandments and crafted a bond with one of the light. Our laws are clear. They demand you be eternally imprisoned. As for the impure child, she must be kept from the path of the dark arts forever.
Unleash your power and awaken the eyes of the world.
I know this is a long video, but there are going to be a ton of cutscenes, so most of it is actually going to be cutscenes. And it looks like it's almost chopping time.
Long since erased from the records of time, there once existed two European clans who served as overseers of history for the powers that be. The Umbra Witches, dwellers of the darkness, and the Lumen Sages, controllers of the light. The clans paid each other great respect, and their efforts to maintain the balance between them defended the just passage of time. Yet one day, that balance was toppled.
Awesome. So you can already tell the issues I'm having visually with this game. They have an even easier mode than what I picked. Fortunately, the mode I picked is easy enough so far. I'm playing this on a PS3.
The once harmonious clans fell into disagreement and stoked the flames of hatred against each other, resulting in an era of strife. The conflict between the Umbra and the Lumen threw all of Europe into a chaotic loop of battle, ambush, assassination, and casualty. It was truly a gruesome war. Despite the tremendous radiance of God shining upon them, the Lumen Sages were gradually weakened by the assault of the secretive Dark Witches. Years after the balance was lost, the war had ended in the Umbra Witches' favor.
Whee! So I assume as Bayonetta, we're a mix of an angel and a dark witch? That's my guess. I don't really know for sure. Just judging by part of the cutscene where they talked about the child must be cast down, darkness and light mixing, or something along those lines. I don't remember. So far, I'm not really feeling this story too much, but the gameplay's fun. Even if I can't see what the hell I'm doing half the time.
Their victory was short-lived. Fearing the witches' dark abilities, humans began to condemn the remaining Umbra. They launched the witch hunts, rounding up the battle-weary witches with little resistance and subjugating those who wished to continue the struggle. Human faith in the miracles of their god pushed the witch hunts further, and soon the Umbra Witches, keepers of the darkness, were extinguished from the earth. All but one.
I assume that one would be Bayonetta. My understanding is the cutscenes look a lot of the way they do because the developers didn't have time to finish them, so they had to go with a shittier version, or stylized, I guess, for a nicer way of wording that. I probably should have played this on the PS4 remaster, but I'd bought this years ago.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman the Destroyer gets scrambled in the end, right? You know, I still don't get why the hell you dragged me out here for these things. I just drop off the merchandise. Hey, bet you can't guess what today is.
I am the way to the city of woe.
Reading the good Lord's book ain't gonna do much. People have been waiting for this asshole to get whacked for ages. Please. Hell, look around. There's no love lost for old Humpty Dumpty. But you gotta keep the outfit happy. We don't take care of him, they take care of us. And I prefer my shoes made out of rubber, not concrete. But hey, it's that kind of town. Without good-hearted souls like us to put these bastards 6 feet under, where'd society be? Of course, the pay's not bad either. Jesus, you really get into this shit, don't you? If it were me, I'd be praying he ends up barbecued. Or at least sunny side up. You can keep praying, but the only way this guy's meeting the Lord is if God's hungry for breakfast. Speaking of hungry, we done here? My kids are baking me a birthday cake tonight. Cute little fuckers, I tell you what. Well then, adios. What the fuck? They're here? For this douchebag? Ah! I hate this damn light. I can't see a thing. Oh! But they're there, ain't they? You hearing me? You can see them, can't you?
I see them. They are instruments of God, descending upon his heavenly rays to earth.
Oh my God!
Dear Lord, grant us guidance, and keep safe the souls of our loved ones for all eternity.
Most every enemy gets in.
You look tired. Let me tuck you in.
Oh, shit! Forgive me, Hitman! I didn't mean all that Humpty Dumpty shit! I swear!
Next time you want me hands on me, you better make sure I'm dead. Now move out the way. Go!
Oh, Rodan?
If it ain't my good buddy Enzo, how about you get out of here? You die, and I'm gonna have to go back in that hole chasing after the money you owe me.
Do you naughty little angels deserve a good spanking?
Beautiful. Bayonetta.
Now, this is cheeky. Throwing me these cheap toys.
Don't worry about quality. I've got quantity. If you're just gonna watch, I'm putting you to the work. That was your last call. No more shots from me, Bayonetta.
As long as there's music, I'll keep on dancing.
So, I was pretty much rolling my eyes at all of that. There's a bunch of tutorial stuff that's going to play here. I'm skipping all of that, so that's part of why there will be some jump cuts. There are going to be plenty of jump cuts throughout this LP. I was starting to say before, I probably should have played the PS4 remaster of this, but I wasn't rebuying the game unless the cutscenes actually were improved, and I highly doubt they improved that. I'm sure they still use the same stylized format that they end up going with in this game. And I don't really care all that much about improved visuals. The actual in-game graphics look fine. It's just the cutscenes that look like ass. So, you can kind of tell what we're going to get with that opening cutscene. There are a lot of long, drawn-out cutscenes that don't really tell us much story. I guess we're seeing how we get our first set of weapons? If I saw that right? That dude with the glasses is going to be our merchant. We'll see a little bit more about that later on this video and more so into next video. But there wasn't a whole lot of story in those cutscenes. Be sure to grab these rings. Unfortunately, they don't just come to you like the orbs do in God of War. So you do kind of have to track them down. They will come to you as long as you're in the vicinity. They work like the orbs do in Devil May Cry. So you can miss them. Which is annoying because I much prefer the orbs in God of War. I'm still just trying to figure everything out at this point, which will pretty much be the entire playthrough. I've made it several chapters into this game now, and I still don't know how to change weapons or if I need to purchase weapons in order to actually have them available. So we're just gonna keep killing. But as I said before, the gameplay itself is pretty fun. And I've been really wanting a hack and slash game for a while.
Hey! I'm not dead yet! You can't take me like this! It's against regulations, I tell you!
Oh, these characters are not very likable. I don't know if that's going to change going forward, but so far they're not very likable. I don't think we're going to see that weird squirrely dude after this video, at least for a while. We probably will eventually.
Ah! Damn it, who did that? I just bought the damn thing!
Haven't you figured it out yet? There's no quarter for you in this world.
No quarter, huh? Probably the best Led Zeppelin song. Oh yeah. So you can tell the target audience for this game. And this is the witch time. It's going to be instrumental in solving some puzzles. I thought I'd have a lot more trouble with it than I do. And at this point, no, I don't see any of the QuickTime events that are coming up on screen. I'm more concerned with picking up the rings whenever I see them. Halos, technically, but I'm going to call them rings because it's easier to say.
Rodan should be paying me for even touching these toys.
You have any idea how much this is gonna cost to fix? How the fuck do I always get wrapped up in this shit?
Engine still purrs nicely. Now, about this little thing you've been looking into for me, Enzo. Let's have a quick chat.
See? This is why I told you I was going home. I just got held up in the air by some invisible things, and you want an intelligence briefing? It never stops with you!
You keep belly aching like that, and you're liable to wake Eggman from the dead. And I don't think either of you would like that.
Ah!
Catch you later, Bayonetta. Something tells me you're gonna need a rush on our special project before the shit hits the fan.
Wait, Rodan. What about Eggman?
Such a popular chap. I bet they hate him down there as much as you did when he was up here. We just need to make sure he won't come crawling back when they kick him out.
Nothing a flower bed can't fix. Fill her up.
You heard the man. Finish up in 5 minutes or you're walking home to your cake and candles.
What? Don't you leave me here! Oh, what a day! I'm screwed! Ah! It's gonna take every cent I earned on this charade to pay for the damage. I tell you what, if I could see them bastards that did this to my car, forget about it.
Enzo, the road. Pay attention.
How can you be so calm? You're still getting screwed in all this too. Of all the low-life scum in too deep in this town, I've never seen one get wrapped up in a fight with God's messengers. Dressed like a nun too. When you end up in the afterlife, that's not going to be pretty.
I can't help it if I like the little outfits. The toys are nice too.
Hey, 20 years ago, you woke up stuck in a casket at the bottom of a lake. All you can remember is that you're a witch. But now, you're stuck because you gotta sacrifice our halo-wearing friends every day or they'll drag your ass back down to hell. I know, I thought I got screwed, but being forced to slap around the Divine for a living, that's really getting screwed.
If I needed a biographer, you wouldn't be my first choice. I see to the funeral. You get me the information I asked for. That was our deal.
Come on now! Look at my poor car! I'm working for free after this! At least let me get a drink at Rodin's before you start grilling me. The info I got is good. It's gonna get you close to finding the other stone in the pair and figuring out some of that lost past of yours. I swear. After jewels instead of cash, just like a girl. Jesus, can't you take a joke?
Enzo, someone's given you a present. Hey, too bad. I can't stand bugs.
Huh? What the fuck?
You?
What's the matter, Bayonetta? All that sleeping made you soft.
And we got another fight on our hands. Hooray! And another extended cutscene, which at least had a little bit more to offer than the first one. I feel like they could have told all the story that they've told to this point in shorter cutscenes. And I don't like that the game stops in order to show you what an item is. I'm guessing they do that every time you pick up a new item. I've seen that a lot so far in playing this game. But again, I'm concerned with picking up coins or rings, whatever you want to call them. And I still don't see the QuickTime events showing up at the bottom of the screen. I'm just button mashing at this point. Die, motherfuckers! Oh look, more baddies. Okay, we know what to do with them. The same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. No, wait, that's not it. Damn it. Okay, we just kicked their asses. How about that? Hooray!
Those assholes sure know how to get attention. Even perk the ears of the hotheads down home.
You don't say.
It's getting harder and harder to tell the worlds apart. Human world. Inferno. Paradiso. Who can tell the difference?
Even harder with Purgatorio in the middle. Fight long enough in there and you'll really lose sight. Why the sudden interest in metaphysics?
It's a balance, right? Even if some of them like messing around with the humans, we've all got a stake in the status quo. But people keep fucking around like this, the Book of Revelations is gonna look like Mother Goose. Heaven and hell are gonna go straight for each other's throats.
Heaven and hell can tear each other to pieces for all I care. I've got my own problems to worry about.
Something's up. Everything was a bit too brazen, and Enzo's tip makes the timing too perfect. This reeks of a setup. Someone in one of those lost memories calling you out. I got a little present for you. These babies are special. Built from an alloy the devil himself would kill to get his hands on. Don't break these, 'cause they're one of a kind.
Calling me out? I don't go in for strange offers. Then again, I'm getting a little tired of these weaklings they keep throwing at me. Maybe I should aim for something a bit more high class.
Pounding them down tonight, baby. Not to butt into your affairs, but I'm pretty sure you got somewhere better to be. The guys you're up against aren't the type to wait for you to finish a round. Enzo, her drinks are going on your tab, buddy. You deadbeat motherfucker.
So, I asked around, and some whale in Europe is trying to fence a huge rock on the black market. He calls it the right eye, saying it's part of some set called the Eyes of the World. Fits the bill of what you're after, don't it? Now, here's the funny bit. The stone passes around the halls of power for hundreds of years, vanishes, and then the black market goes white hot for the thing. But the seller wanted an arm and a leg for it, to the point no one could stomach the price. So back goes the stone. But not before everyone figures out where the guy is. You're gonna enjoy doing this one, I bet. I love sticking it to the rich. Of course, when you do, don't forget your old buddy Enzo stuck his neck out on this one. Slide me a few fuzzoles out of the rich guy's pocket for my troubles, right? Anyways, you better get going before the trail gets cold. Off to the middle of nowhere. Paradise of Europe. Vigrid.
Welcome to Vigrid, our final stop. Entry visas are required of all travelers. Please submit your Vigrid-issued entry visa for inspection upon disembarking. Please make sure you take all your valuable belongings with you. Entry visas
So, you have arrived at last, my dear. The time has come to awaken the eyes of the world. Ere long, my dear child, such a beautiful young lady you've become. I'll always see to it no harm comes to you.
So, this is supposed to be paradise?
I assume we'll figure out who that voice was in a while, probably later on in the game. So at this point you can get an extra item by making that train go away, and you do that by smashing a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to show you me starting that process, and then I'm going to cut to the end. There's a left and a right hand side to this area, and a bottom and top floor, so you'll have to go through 2 stories on both the left and right hand side in order to do that, if this is what you want to do. I don't know what we're picking up. Honestly, I have not really learned much about the extra features in this game. I've just been going around button mashing mostly. Only learning what I have to. So it would be kind of funny if I complete this game without doing any sort of upgrades. Now, I've seen the shop, but I haven't bought any upgraded weapons or anything like that. And this is on the upper story that I was talking about before. You hear the train moving now. Hop down here, and there'll be an item. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an item that you only get once, and after that maybe you just get rings or something like that. So I did replay this chapter for the recording, and it does turn out a lot better this way. I'm probably going to have to do that with everything I've recorded up until this point, which will be annoying. Damn it, I want items! And we have a nice double jump, which is good. Unlike Devil May Cry, we don't have to pay for that upgrade. There's that buzzing sound from the evil within. Technically, I guess from this game, because this game came out before Evil Within. Just another thing that Evil Within stole. Sorry, I love to hate on the Evil Within. I don't know why. Yet I enjoy watching Let's Plays of that game. There's no way in hell I would ever play that game again. I guess that's just a weapon we have? Not really sure. You can pick up various weapons in the stage. I assume they're from enemies that we kill. And at this point, I am trying to pay attention to these quick time events. As I mentioned before, I've already completed this chapter once. So I was aware that they exist. Hooray! Not nearly enough rings, but I'll take them. Of course, the better rank you get, the more rings you get. This game loves its weird sounds that just play every now and again. And this is going to be our first document I'm trying to pick up. I don't think I pick up all the documents. I think I've missed 1 or 2 already. Honestly, I can't really be bothered to care. I should really post these before beating the game, that way I can ask for viewer input if I should show these documents off or not, but they're there if you want to read them. Well, most of them are anyways. Like I said, I didn't get all of them. But I'm sure they make for great reading. And there's a thing I'm trying to activate first before we do that. Just to give us some more baddies to fight. Which, honestly, is the only thing I'm enjoying about this game so far is the combat. It's a lot of fun. I like making short work of enemies. You can tell the makers of this game were going for a real Devil May Cry approach, trying to make a very stylish, flashy character. In this case, I guess a female version of Devil May Cry. And I'm just walking around seeing if there are any rings I missed. I'm not feeling her character so far. So once you lift up that statue, you hit square in order to make this happen, and then dodge it. And that'll give you the time you need to come across here. And that is the easiest of these puzzles. It's not too bad. There's one later that's going to be annoying, but I get through it. I'm just checking for items. I do want to cut that in the future, so there will be probably moments where I just have a jump cut to me having checked for items so that y'all don't have to watch me do that. Like right there. I didn't even know that was about to happen, but cool. Why I'm doing this, I have no idea. After the cutscene, I could come back and get all these rings. I'm gonna miss a few because of this. I think I just saw some go back by that I missed.
I knew it. This town's teeming with heaven's little helpers. It's making my buddies downstairs awfully nervous.
And your point is?
Some places in this world are closer to Paradiso or Inferno. The rat hole of a town you and I live in is close to both. But the Vigridians, it got a special air about them. They're closer to Paradiso than anyone should ever be. And that shit just plain creeps me out. I guess I'm gonna have to set up shop here and score me some halos. These stupid rings are worth a fortune back home. Since it seems you're spoiling for a fight, if you come across any of these, bring them to me, and I'll hook you up.
Another one looking to line his pockets. I'm beginning to see why Enzo is so fond of you.
Real cute. But let's get one thing straight. Your fights are yours alone. I'm only here to watch my handiwork in action. So don't get any bright ideas about coming to me for help.
No. You get one thing straight. I'm not the slightest bit interested in the fact that you made these guns. If you get in my way, I will... How do the Americans put it? Oh yes. Bust a cap in your ass.
Right on, baby. Right on.
Well, at least they're honest with each other, so that's something. And this is another one of those rooms I'm going to do a lot of searching for items in. You're seeing some of it only because I haven't got to the point where I'm going to do my jump cut. all the rings. And now we can move forward. At least they were honest with each other. Although it seems like there was a lot more angst in that conversation than there was before, which is kind of strange. Not that they necessarily seem like good buddies, but they didn't seem hostile towards each other. More reading material for your reading pleasure. I don't know what any of these items are I'm picking up do at this point. I'm sure it would definitely help me out to figure that out, because I'm sure some of them would be quite useful. I'm not going for rank or anything like that, so I have no issues with using items. You lower your rank if you use items, just like Devil May Cry. I end up stumbling into where we need to go, which is why I'm showing this at all. I was going to cut back over to that fountain we were standing at. Name of my next victim. Son, you're about to get squashed. Like the bug you are. Take a seat. I think the biggest problem I'm going to have during this LP is thinking of things to talk about. I'm not extremely knowledgeable about the game, so I can't really talk about that. I'm just sort of finding my way through it without developing any sort of strategies or anything. So that's another thing I can talk about. I don't really have any new good stories to tell about my life, since all the lockdowns and everything happened due to the C virus. Not really much happens in my life. I did discover recently that I am not a fan of roller coasters. I don't have a good story to go along with that realization. I simply went on a roller coaster and did not enjoy my time. Apparently the face I made might have been pretty entertaining, but that's about it. I've had some work issues, but nobody wants to hear about that, and I don't really like talking about my job unless something funny happens. There's just not many stories to tell. So already you should be able to notice the similarities to Devil May Cry. The main guy responsible for that series worked on this game. At least he did the first Devil May Cry. I don't know if he did the other ones. Because the other Devil May Cry games seem a little different than the first one. And I did hear that person that worked on a lot of the story stuff for Devil May Cry from 2 onward doesn't really like Dante, which to me tells me he should not be working on that series. When did this game become near? And the best part is that was not even a boss. I'm probably going to give this game a lot of shit. I know I have already, but it's fun to play. I hear they're working on a Bayonetta 3. I know there's a Bayonetta 2. I am going to have to borrow my friend's Wii U in order to play that game. The second one. Which could get awkward. Or buy myself a Switch, which I really don't want to do just for Bayonetta 2 and possibly 3 if that comes out. There is a Deadly Premonitions 2. I've heard mixed reviews on that. But I guess if I bought any of those consoles, it probably would be a Switch. Just to play all 3 of those games. Well, 2 right now, because there hasn't been a third Bayonetta yet. I just hope the story improves, because story is important to me in a game. I need to care about the characters. Again, another example of me walking around looking for stuff. I'm not even sure why. It's not like I use any of these items.
What are you doing? Let's go.
And we've got another mini-boss. I mentioned before I'm visually impaired. This is a good example of that visual impairment. I can't even tell when I'm hitting him half the time. And this is the better of my 2 attempts at fighting this guy. It worked out a lot better shooting at him. I think I kind of figured it out a little bit later on. I have no depth perception, so I can't really tell if I'm hitting him or not when I swing my sword. Assuming it's the sword we're using. I don't even know that. This LP may not end up getting released. Damn it, you annoying monster. I hate you. You're ruining my groove. At least I actually have time to talk now. A lot of the cutscene stuff is out of the way. I'm not really sure why we're fighting this thing. I don't think it's actually here. I think it's kind of a memory that she's going through right now. And I loved Enzo's way of giving some backstory to her character, and then the game making fun of it. You'd think that's something they could have just brought up earlier in the game so that we knew something about Bayonetta. But it's still within the first chapter, so I guess I can't complain. I'm just trying to think of things to talk about at this point. No one cares, dude. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time with more Bayonetta.